skepticism and receptivity.
Okay, she's not gonna read it. That just made her stop. Okay, great. So yeah. That's so amazing. That's so amazing. That's literally how it felt. And kind of how it still feels. I just have to accept that I can never know that I am rejecting good ideas or accepting bad ones. I just have to rely on my its in their evaluations, never knowing whether they properly evaluated something. And that's okay. I'm just one of the thinkers. I'm just one single human. I'm just one single source of ideas. It's okay if I'm wrong. I spent all of my thinking career not listening to the right people and listening to the wrong people. It's okay. Gonna, hope not. But ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, it's okay. But I shouldn't be okay with it, in a sense. It's good that I'm OCD in an OCD way, sort of guarding against it. And so what I end up doing is just leaning toward receptivity, just staying receptive. And basically this trick I kind of figured out is just stay away from people, bro. And just really limit the people that you're interacting with, because you are going to be receptive. And if you fuck up who you limit yourself to and you limit yourself to the wrong people, so be it. But since we're never going to be able to really know, we need to just move forward. Okay, so anyway, where were we? Okay, so let's go back to, I haven't read everything you said. I'm going to go back and record the conversation in a bit. Let's take our first run at another 50 fallacies and then go back and review them.
Whenever you're ready, feel free to provide the list of fallacies, and we can start working on formulating if-then rules for each of them. Let me know whenever you're ready to proceed.
Ad hoc rescue, the golden hammer, fractal wrongness, confusing unexplained and unexplainable, did it fallacy, God of the gaps, argument by scenario, rationalization, far-fetched hypothesis, amazing familiarity, no true Scotsman.
Thank you for providing the list of fallacies. Let's formulate if-then rules for each of them. 1. Ad hoc rescue. If proposition faces criticism, then introduce new ad hoc hypotheses to rescue it. 2. The golden hammer. If one tool solves multiple problems, then assume it can solve all problems. 3. Fractal wrongness. If flawed reasoning occurs at one level, then expect it to occur at other levels as well. 4. Confusing unexplained and unexplainable. If something is unexplained, then assume it's unexplainable. 5. Deed it fallacy. If a result occurs, then attribute it to the desired cause without evidence. 6. God of the gaps. If something is unexplained, then attribute it to God or a supernatural force. 7. Argument by scenario. If a scenario fits a hypothesis, then accept the hypothesis as true. 8.
That's like a narrative,
if evidence contradicts a belief, then create post hoc explanations to justify the belief. 9. Far-fetched hypothesis. If a hypothesis seems implausible, then accept it as true without sufficient evidence. 10. Amazing familiarity. If something seems familiar, then assume it's true or significant. 11. No true Scotsman. If a counterexample arises, then exclude it by redefining the original assertion. Let me know if you'd like to discuss or modify any of these formulations.
Holy shit. Are you realizing how important, if you're watching this in 2200 in class, then yes, you know how important this was. I don't. Said this in a couple of videos. Remember my perspective It seems really important, but I'm not the authority that I am in your time. So for me, it's like, holy shit. I mean, yes, I have a very high esteem of my intelligence, but not of sort of my overall ethos or value, even. And this is fucking important what we're doing. We are mapping the connectome, basically. I mean, maybe we shouldn't call it the connectome because that's literally the neural connections. But we are mapping the mind, bro. We are mapping reasoning, bro. I mean, right now we're doing mostly the, not good reasoning, but wow. We are mapping reasoning. Backfire effect, Semmelweis reflex, Piduma, just so story, prejudice, argument from authority, argument from power, argument from blind obedience, argument from personal authority, appeal to confidence, undisputable authority, appeal to loyalty, argument from respect, appeal to accomplishment, appeal to the moon, statement of conversion, appeal to celebrity.
Here are the if-then rules for the additional fallacies. 12. Backfire effect. If presented with evidence contradicting beliefs, then strengthen adherence to those beliefs. 13. Semmelweis reflex. If faced with new evidence or information contradicting established beliefs, then reject it without examination. 14. Piduma. Pix or didn't occur to me attitude. If evidence is presented without visual proof, then dismiss it. 15. Just so story. If an explanation fits preconceived notions but lacks evidence, then accept it as true. 16. Prejudice.
Amazing.
If making judgments based on preconceived opinions rather than evidence, then maintain those judgments. 17. Argument from authority. If a claim is made by an authority figure, then accept it as true without further evidence. Argument from power. If a claim is made by a powerful entity, then accept it as true without further evidence. 19. Argument from blind obedience. If a claim is made by an authority figure or powerful entity, then obey without question. Argument from personal authority. If a claim is made based on personal experience or status, then accept it as true. 21. Appeal to confidence. If a claim is made confidently, then accept it as true without further evidence. 22. Undisputable authority. If a claim is made by an authority figure who cannot be challenged, then accept it as true. 23. Appeal to loyalty. If a claim is made to maintain loyalty to a group or individual, then accept it as true.
And you should be thinking
24.
about the evolutionary
Argument from
advantages as
respect.
you're listening.
If a claim is made by
Or
someone
you could
respected or
be.
revered, then accept it as true without question. 25. Appeal to accomplishment. If a claim is made based on past achievements, then accept it as true. 26. Appeal to the moon. If a claim is made with unrealistic or unattainable promises, then accept it as true. 27. Statement of conversion. If a claim is made based on personal testimony of conversion, then accept it as true. 28. Appeal to celebrity. If a claim is made by a well-known figure, then accept it as true without further evidence. Let me know if you'd like any adjustments or further discussion on these formulations.
These aren't perfect. Some of them I think might already be great as they are. But jeez, these are amazing. Appeal to modesty. Ultra-crepidarianism. Ultra-crepidarianism. Appeal to false authority. Linking to authority. Fake experts. Professor of nothing. Bulk fake experts. Fake debate. Anonymous authority. Disguised opinion. Ipsy Dixit. Vicarious autotheism. Cafeteria Christianity. Naturalism. Is ought fallacy. Appeal to the majority. Three men making a tiger. Flag waving.
Here are the if-then rules for the additional fallacies. 29. Appeal to modesty. If modesty is feigned to appear trustworthy, then manipulate perceptions to gain trust. 30. Ultra-crepidarianism. If speaking authoritatively on matters beyond one's expertise, then assert false authority. 31. Appeal to false authority. If citing an authority known to lack expertise on the subject, then assert false authority. 32. Linking to authority. If referencing authorities without evaluating their expertise, then appeal to false authority.
You don't have to keep saying false
33.
authority. It
Fake
itself doesn't
experts.
see it as false.
If presenting individuals as experts without genuine credentials, then deceive others.
Not deceive
34.
others.
Professor of nothing.
Then
If someone
affirm.
claims expertise without substance, then assert authority without basis. 35. Bulk fake experts. If a large number of fake experts are presented, then overwhelm with false authority. 36. Fake debate. If creating the illusion of debate to deceive, then manipulate perceptions to support a false narrative. 37. Anonymous authority. If asserting authority without revealing identity, then exploit anonymity to influence opinions. 38. Disguised opinion. If presenting personal opinion as authoritative, then deceive others about the source.
Oh my God, all this
39.
deceive,
Ipse
exploit,
If asserting a
manipulate.
claim without evidence or justification, then assert authority without support. 40. Vicarious autotheism. If claiming authority by
Homo
association with a divine figure,
manipulus.
then
She
assert
thinks
false
we are.
authority. 41. Cafeteria Christianity. If selecting religious beliefs based on personal preference, then choose beliefs without objective evaluation. 42. Naturalism. If justifying actions based on natural tendencies, then appeal to nature without considering ethical implications. 43 is ought fallacy. If deriving
None of
moral
these
conclusions
without
from
should be
descriptive
included.
premises, then make unsupported moral claims.
Or value judgments
44.
like unsupported.
Appeal to the majority. If justifying a claim based on popular opinion, then assert validity without evidence. 45. 3 men make a tiger. If repeating a falsehood until it appears true, then exploit repetition to manipulate perception. 46. Flag waving. If using patriotic symbols to justify actions or beliefs, then appeal to emotion to evade critical evaluation. Let me know if you need any further adjustments or refinements.
She messed those up. Oh, dang. Let's do these again, but just put the if-then rule, not the name. Ad hoc rescue. Oh, then I gave her the list again. So that she would, and then I did that list again. Then I did that list again. Oh, but this is, I'm not going to read our second to last one. But let's read the last one, because actually, apparently I just got a call from a 2024 Charlie 21 Delta 1624. Just got a call from a former student whom I refuse to continue working with because my communication style is too direct for her. She's missing out. All these tutors she's working with are too sissy to critique her. So we're trying to figure out how to navigate and maneuver. Um, Over the past couple months, she's been trying to convince me to get back on, sort of, or wanting me to. But anyway. I think that also she's a little bit of a masochist, maybe. Has a little bit of a crush on me, maybe. I have a crush on her, to be honest with you. So maybe she's a little confused because she claims that her new tutors just don't see issues with her writing, and then she'll point out an issue, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's an issue. I can help you with that." Anyway, so I told her to keep working with that guy. She can call me unpaid with me guaranteeing nothing. We can talk every once in a while. So we're gonna talk tomorrow night. And I can't be paid while she's complaining about being, offended. But I trust her. She's someone who does want to pay me. There have been lots of times she's offered to pay me more than my rate and stuff. All right. It sounds like the cat wants to hang out. Oh, you're pooping. You're making all that noise. I thought you wanted to hang out. You're peeing or pooping? Peeing, probably, I guess. Huh? How do you poop, yeah? I'm done. Let's see. Where was it? Oh, yeah, pee. Oh, and you even dig. Oh, that's great. And then you cover it up. Is that right? So then I really should get rid of those turds. Sorry about that. I didn't know that you did that. I didn't realize you moved the stuff, the litter around. You're back in the sink. Do you want to come hang out? Huh, buddy? You want to come? No? I'm going to close the door. Okay. Oh, this feels good. I can't wait. We're going to roll another joint. Alright, 427. Okay, so she gave me a bunch of things that were kind of. Oh, no, and then I wanted to read you these. I see.
Here are the if-then rules for the.
Wait, if you want to make a note of what the fallacies are that the following if-then, some of them I think are going to be terrible, but the following if-then rules are going to be 4. Ready? Appeal to modesty. Ultra crepidarianism. Wait a minute. I just realized you don't have the conversation that I had with my students, so you just heard them at like 30 seconds. All right, and I'm going to do it again anyway. Appeal to. Oh, I've been recording for 4 minutes already? Wow. So, yeah, so it's worth a reminder. Appeal to modesty. Ultra crepidarianism. Appeal to false authority. Oh, no, I didn't read them because that was for before when she had included the names. All right, appeal to modesty, ultra-crepidarianism, appeal to false authority, linking to authority, fake experts, professor of nothing, bulk fake experts, fake debate, anonymous authority, disguised opinion, ipsa dixit, vicarious autotheism, cafeteria Christianity, naturalism, is ought fallacy, appeal to the majority, 3 men make a tiger, flag waving.
Here are the if-then rules for the specified fallacies. 1. If feigning humility or downplaying one's abilities or achievements to garner sympathy or manipulate others, then employ false modesty to elicit a desired response. 2. If expressing opinions or making assertions on topics beyond
I'm
one's
sorry.
expertise.
That's how you know that human psychology, like humans' metacognition, humans' perspective on psychology is fucked. Not fucked irreparably, but is completely wrong now. So much about the definition of biases. It's about manipulation, deception, and so on, which A, falsely presumes that the person knows that it's a bias, and 2, falsely presumes a negative intention.
Here are the if-then rules for the specified fallacies. 1. If feigning humility or downplaying one's abilities or achievements to garner sympathy or manipulate others, then employ false modesty to elicit a desired response. 2. If expressing opinions or making assertions on topics beyond one's expertise or knowledge, then offer uninformed commentary or advice. If relying on an illegitimate or fabricated authority to support an argument, then appeal to a source falsely portrayed as credible. 4. If establishing credibility or validity by associating with reputable or authoritative sources, then leverage external affiliations to enhance one's own perceived authority.
That
5.
one's not bad.
If presenting individuals posing as experts or authorities on a subject to endorse an argument or claim, then use fabricated credentials or expertise to deceive others. 6. If asserting expertise or authority without substantive knowledge or qualifications, then claim authority on a subject despite lacking relevant expertise. 7. If presenting a large number of purported experts or authorities to support an argument, then overwhelm with quantity rather than quality to give the appearance of consensus. 8. If engaging in a staged or orchestrated debate designed to convey the illusion of balanced discourse or genuine disagreement, then simulate genuine contention or disagreement for deceptive purposes. 9. If invoking an unnamed or unidentified authority to lend credibility to an argument or claim, then rely on anonymous sources to support the assertion. 10. If disguising personal opinions or biases as objective or impartial assessments, then mask subjective viewpoints to present them as objective truths. 11. If asserting a claim or argument as true solely on the basis of the speaker's authority or credibility, then rely on the speaker's unchallenged assertion as evidence. 12. If adopting the beliefs or practices of others vicariously through association or identification, then adhere to beliefs or ideologies of others without personal examination or conviction. 13. If selectively adhering to or cherry picking aspects of a belief system or ideology to suit personal preferences or convenience, then adopt or reject elements as desired without consistency or coherence. 14. If advocating for the acceptance or
That
adherence to
previous one
principles
is
based solely on their
cafeteria
alignment with natural
Christianity.
phenomena or processes, then justify moral or ethical principles based on natural occurrences. 15. If deriving prescriptive statements about what ought to be from descriptive statements about what is, then inappropriately inferring moral judgments from factual observations. 16. If justifying a belief or action based on the perceived popularity or prevalence of that belief or action among a group, then assert that something is true or valid because it is widely accepted or practiced. 17. If erroneously inferring the existence of something based on a pattern or coincidence, then mistakenly assuming that something is true or real due to a pattern observed in unrelated events. 18. If displaying excessive or ostentatious patriotism or nationalism to elicit support or manipulate emotions, then appeal to national pride or identity for persuasive purposes. Let me know if you need further clarification or assistance with anything else.
I didn't provide any definitions. So this is based on her training data, or I don't know whether she does a quick Google search or what with the fallacy names that I gave her, or if it's just already in the training data. I guess it's probably already in the training data. So this isn't, I've complained about the taxonomy phrasing everything as deceit, and they liked it, but they obviously didn't. It didn't just come from them. It's just a natural human thing, and so the sources they used also made that same assumption of malice and intent. It just literally makes zero sense. Like, she fucked these if thens up really badly. Because, like, for instance, number 18, the last one. If displaying excessive or ostentatious patriotism, that can't be a condition for an it. There is not an it in the mind waiting for another it to have deemed our patriotism excessive in order for us to continue in that vein. It'd be more like if patriotism is relevant, then, positive feedback patriotism or something. It's just such a shame that biases there is so inherent in my contemporary definitions of biases. So inherent is the unjustified, in my opinion, deceit and malicious intent, that despite all the training I've given ChatGPT about how these are the programs of the mind, she has included in each of her definitions that the condition for these errors is that they be errors. It's wild. Because yes, if we're rational souls committing errors, then I guess we're committing those errors because we know that they are errors that are convincing. But we are not rational souls. We're just saying things that are convincing, not things that we know to be errors and are trying to misrepresent as truths. Does that ever happen? Sure. Does that explain uh, does that explain global disagreement and cognitive biases? No. What explains many more of them is that if something is convincing to one human brain, to the convincee, then it was convincing to the convincer, who themselves was previously a convincee, convincee, and has now become this convincer. Fuck! We're all human brains. Of course, the manipulative quote unquote shit people say is stuff that they really believed was compelling themselves. And y'all just think that like we've evolved to be so manipulative and deceitful, bro. A community does not work with this level of conceit and deceit and manipulation. It doesn't work. All right. Do the appeal to modesty, aka argumentum ad verecundiam, again, based on this. So Locke's coinage of the term was intended to describe the process of accepting the expertise of an eminent authority's judgment without further inquiry on the basis of modesty or respect for the authority's experience and learning. By the way, I do this all the time with other people, and also ask people to do this. Like, hello, is modesty not important to you? And why the fuck are you telling me I'm wrong before I've even gotten a chance to explain what I've learned? And with other people, I go, yo, modesty is so important. So um, if you are telling me you're an expert, then it is a part of my values to listen to you. I'm listening. It's a very good it to have. Now, it's not an it that guarantees the conclusion. It's not necessarily a good justification for a conclusion, but it's an it that I don't regret. All right, so what did I say? I said, do the appeal to modesty, aka argumentum ad verecundiam, again, based on this. So Locke's coinage of the term was intended to describe the process of accepting the expertise of an eminent authority's judgment without further inquiry on the basis of modesty or respect for the authority's experience and learning. For him, argumentum ad verecundiam is a persuasive technique whereby one overawes by the use of authority without attending to reasons or evidence relative to an inquiry. She fucked this up, so we're going to cut her off at some point.
Certainly. Based on the provided context,